BYD Dolphin 1025 review. BYD is building up its range at lightning speed with 6 EVs now on sale in the UK. The Dolphin you see here used to be the smallest, but it's now been undercut by the even smaller Dolphin Surf Niche Seagull and other markets. In size terms, the Dolphin is within a hair's breadth of the MG for hatchback and is priced just as keenly, bettering the likes of the Vauxhall Corsa Electric or Fiat 500e despite being a larger and rangier car. That's the usual BYD formula. Create a product in the same sector as the competition, but make it cheaper or techier, or both. The Dolphin has been out for a while now, and that means we've been able to drive the entire range in the UK. At length, keep reading to find out if it's any good. Should I buy a BYD Dolphin? It's not quite as good as a Hyundai Inster, but it comes close. It's one of BYD's strongest efforts. Pros, loads of kit standard, well-built interior, neat. Handling, spacious for its size. Cons, base active and boost specs are harder to place. Bongs a la what's new? The BYD Dolphin has been around for a while now, and the Chinese firm has left it relatively untouched, instead quietly adding trims. Our first taste of the Dolphin focused on the comfort and design trims, but since then we've also driven her. New entry-level active and boost version. That means the Dolphin is now fully available in the UK and for different specifications: active, boost, comfort, and design. C, diesel, although not widely publicized in the UK, the BYD can be split into the distinct lines Ocean and Dynasty, but the former being funkier and more youthful. It's no surprise that the Dolphin then is an ocean car, not least because of the name, but the city-centric styling. What are the specs? As you'd expect from BYD, the Dolphin is a well-equipped car, regardless of the trim you go for. You get a 360-degree camera system, electric front seats, keyless entry and start, a large infotainment screen with navigation, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. The latter is a huge bonus, but on the whole, even the BYD's native UI is good and often improved with over-the-air updates. It packs in the boring stuff too. There's a ton of safety equipment, and BYD even includes a heat pump for better battery efficiency in cold weather. Its effect shouldn't be ignored, as some cars without heat pumps will give you around 30% less range when the Mercury plunges. Active kicks off the lineup, priced from £26. $195, and pictured in gray here, is your entry into life with a Dolphin. Differentiated by smaller 16-inch wheels and a torsion beam rear suspension, the rest gets 17s and multi-link rear suspension. Active features a 40 for 0.9 kilowatt-hours battery pack and a 9 for bhp motor. Taking 12, 3 sec to reach 62 miles per hour. Boost kicks things up a notch. Priced from £27,195. It keeps the 40 for 0.9 kilowatt-hours battery pack, but introduces a more powerful 1.7 for bhp electric motor. Good for a 5 sec sprint to 62 miles per hour. This is a city car. After all that comfort, priced from £30. $195 introduces the Dolphin's largest 60-point for kilowatt-hours battery pack, as well as a 201 bhp motor, dropping the 0 to 62 miles per hour time to 7 seconds. Additional equipment here includes an upgraded audio system, rear USB-C port, heated front seats, and auto-folding mirrors. Finally, the range is topped by the design trim, price from £31. $695, and pictured in blue, gray, as well as being exclusively available with two-tone paint schemes and colorful matching wheels. Design versions feature wireless phone charging, privacy glass, and a panoramic glass roof. Design, priced from £31. $695, and pictured in blue, gray, is the flagship, as well as being exclusively available with two-tone paint schemes and colorful matching wheels. Design versions feature wireless phone charging, privacy glass, and a panoramic glass roof. Range and charging, as well as having a bit of a complicated spec decision to make. Things don't get much easier to explain when it comes to range and charging figures, so we're going to go through them neatly, only highlighting the key details below. Active max, claimed range, 211 miles max, AC charging speed 0 to 100%, 7 kilowatts. 7 hours, 18 minutes max, DC charging speed 10 to 80%, 65 kilowatts. 3.8 min boost max, claimed range 195 miles max, AC charging speed 0 to 100%, 11 kilowatts, 5 hours max, DC charging speed 10 to 80%, 65 kilowatts. 3.8 min comfort max, claimed range 265 miles max, AC charging speed 0 to 100%, 11 kilowatts. 6 hours 12 minutes max, DC charging speed 10 to 80%, 88 kilowatts. 40 sign max, claimed range 265 miles max, AC charging speed 0 to 100%, 11 kilowatts. 6 hours 12 minutes max, DC charging speed 1080%, 88 kilowatts. 40 what's the interior like? Large in a word. The Dolphin can accommodate passengers well above 6 feet tall, one behind each other, with room to spare. BYD has carved out space from the boot to do it, though, at 345 liters in capacity. It's reasonable, but it's a tall rather than deep. Shape and split by a removable floor panel under which you can hide the charging cables. There's also no frunk to top up the space either. Moving forward to the cabin, you get a low dash, which makes for a relatively airy space, large windows, and undesigned models. A massive panoramic roof help here too. Fit and finish is reasonable. 2. The face of the dash is swathed in soft touch plastic and vegan leather, though there are some notably cheaper materials on the doors, top of the dash and lower down. The enormous array of materials used inside look great when applied with one of the Dolphin's bright color schemes, but going for black, the only choice with active or boost specs only. Only seems to highlight just how many dashboard materials are used. Still, there are some nice touches, such as a door handle modeled on a Dolphin's flipper. Front and center is BYD's trademark revolving touchscreen infotainment system. It's a massive 12.8 inches on the diagonal, will turn from landscape to portrait, with different orientations better for different use cases. BYD reckons it's a party piece we've seen before, and we expect it'll stay landscape most of the time. That's mainly because Android Auto and Apple CarPlay can't support vertical orientation. The hardware and software on board are the same as the Atto 3 and Seal, which is to say that it's fully featured and responsive, and often improved over the air. Still, the standard surround view cameras should be applauded for their high resolution that makes the urban use. Case dottle and physical switch gear for key controls is a bonus. The Dolphin has legacy controls for climate and car functions, including a physical switch for setting the amount of rigging that the larger Husher Seal doesn't. What's it like to drive? Acceleration in the entry-level active trim is smooth, if not especially quick. Despite a 0 to 62 miles per hour time of 12.3 seconds, it feels livelier than the numbers suggest in everyday driving, especially in stop-start urban traffic where most journeys rarely exceed 30 miles per hour. It's perfectly adequate for city use, opt for one of the higher trim levels, however, and you'll notice a meaningful step up in pace, bringing the Dolphin close to junior hot hatch territory in terms of punchiness. The ride is firmer than the BYD Atto 3, but the Dolphin still leans towards comfort. There's decent grip on offer, and body roll is well contained for a relatively tall, ungainly hatchback. The steering is precise enough, and there's a reassuring amount of weight. It's enjoyable enough, but more city-focused than playful, though. Result is a car that runs over broken or uneven surfaces with relative composure, handling potholes and speed bumps with a supple, confident ease. The base spec active models, which use a torsion beam rear axle, feel slightly less settled, but overall ride comfort is impressive. Far superior to rivals like the Mini Cooper Electric and Fiat 500e wind and motor noise are. Impressively well suppressed, contributing to a calm and refined cabin experience, particularly impressive at this price point. The braking system also deserves praise, with a consistent and predictable pedal feel that's not always a given, even in far more expensive EVs that's spoilt by the Dolphin's constant warning noises. Many can be turned off once and left off, but others will need to be switched off with every journey as BYD complies with general safety regulation to rules. It's a shame as the lane keep and adaptive cruise felt relatively well behaved during our tests before you buy the Dolphins. Myriad specs present all sorts of questions regarding rivals. First, you need to work out which trim to go for. Base Active feels like a bit of a wonky one to justify the similar size. Price and range to the base MG for say make it pretty much level pegging on that front. But compare the Active to the smaller Electric Mini and Fiat 500e, and the Dolphin comes out looking like a bargain given the extra space and standard equipment. It feels much nicer inside. For example, that the Boost feels like the weakest choice of the four by costing more, not having any significant new equipment and having less range. The Comfort spec feels like the best balance, offering a larger battery for more range and quicker charging. It also gets more equipment on board and is cheaper than an MG for trophy long range by around a couple of grand. Verdict: BYD Dolphin's spec options have gotten a little more complicated with the new entry-level options with Active, a better rival to the electric Mini Cooper and Fiat 500e than larger cars. Either way, the BYD Dolphin is worth a look. It's a neat handling, robust and tidy car to drive, well-equipped, and has competitive range and performance compared to cars of a similar size. The MG4 is a sharper car to drive. But BYD's hatch has plenty on its side to win you over. IT could still be the best BYD so far.